Alright, welcome back to Daily Drop. Tonight I'm talking about Kendra Lust and our encounter in the city of brotherly love. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome to another episode of The Daily Drop. This is Vinny from South Philly. It is Sunday, August 23rd, 2026. We are live and well, baby, and I hope you are doing the same. So, this episode, we're going to talk about the amazing entrepreneur, actress, all-around talented superstar, Kendra Lust, and our encounter here in the city of brotherly love. So, a few weeks back, we had gone back and forth, myself and Kendra, via text, and she was in town for UFC. She was actually in South Philly the night prior. And she's been putting some really cool stuff, especially some stuff from the past that, she references the Sandman, which is a great wrestler back in the ECW days. And I'm talking the 90s, baby. I'm talking early to mid 90s when I was in high school. And we used to go there, 2300 Arena over there on Swanson Street in South Philly. And that 2300 Arena, it was called something else, I think, back then. But anyway, again, early 90s, I want to say 93, 94, somewhere around that time, maybe even 95, the latest. But I would go there with my dear friend, Billy Rio, rest in peace. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. He's a dear friend of mine. We grew up together, went to St. Paul's School in South Philly, over there on Christian Street, which is now Christopher Columbus Charter School. But anyway, we attended, we grew up together, same neighborhood, around the corner from each other, played the whole deal. Well, Billy started to get into wrestling. He was always into it. He was always a big fan. Even when we were in grade school, we used to, he had a camcorder, so we would tape ourselves acting out different wrestling moves and, pretending we were all these characters. So really, really good stuff. I don't know whatever became of those videos. I wish I knew. That'd be great to see those again. But it was just us goofing around thinking we're really wrestlers, doing crazy stunts literally in the middle of the street. Asphalt. So, not even grass. And then we had another buddy of ours that used to hang out, Michael Verie. God rest his soul, another one. Another kid that I grew up with that passed away way too young. And also into wrestling. Michael, though, took it to another level. Well, Billy did too. Billy was I think he was a professional wrestler and is in his own right. The Highlight Reel was his nickname. And then Michael became Trent Acid, and he really gained a lot of notoriety as a wrestler in the independent scene. And again, going too early. But going back to our original conversation about Kendra. So back then we would go watch ECW. We watched all these guys. Sandman, like I said, Sabu. There was who's also passed away, unfortunately. Tommy Dreamer. All these guys, man. There's so many. Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge, and I met Rocco Rock. I met a lot of these guys. They were like locals. Blue Meanie. Make a long story short, she was also involved with that. With that whole ECW crowd, and specifically with Sandman's kind of latest return, and a lot of nostalgia behind the stuff. But so, anyway, I went down a rabbit hole, and I hope you're still with me now that we sprang out of it. So we were going back and forth, and she says, "Yeah, come on by," and so I go meet her in Center City, and it was great. And it was the first time I met her in person, and she was so pleasant, so nice, so accommodating, and it really made me feel very humble that she took the time. And she was running late for the for the UFC fights. And Joe Rogan, by the way, was in town also, and so I just thought it was really cool that she, she's late, she's hanging out with me, and we're talking and chatting, and so we did this little interview. And and it really blew up on my social media, and I really thank her for that. She's got over 8 million followers. I got about 25,000 on Instagram. I have about 50,000 across all the platforms, which pales in comparison to what our lovely friend Kendra has. Again, 8 million just on Instagram. It's crazy. But she worked hard for that. Not like a lot of these other stu nods that I swear they're paid followers, a lot of these guys. It's just, but anyway, she shared it, she collaborated, she's pumping it out there, and really for no good reason besides the fact that she likes me and she's my friend and I'm blessed, you know. And it kind of revives my faith in humanity again, because if you're on these platforms and if you're a content creator, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's so hard for these people to get over their egos a lot of times. I mean, there's people, and I hate to, and like I'm going to be a little controversial. Get ready, I'm getting controversial. A lot of the people I have a hard time collaborating with are people that tend to be in this region, mostly New York. And I love my New Yorkers. I love you all, from Arthur Avenue down to 18th Avenue, down to Mulberry Street and Long Island, Staten Island, everywhere in between. I love you all. I really do. But there's that little sect of Italian Americans that they don't want to help you. They don't want to. God forbid they give you a share. God forbid they follow you. I mean, this is how crazy it's gotten. And I have no time for that. So I don't even follow these guys. Like, I don't sit there and try to brown nose or think, oh, maybe they'll notice me and throw me a bone. I don't need them. I don't beg. I do what I gotta do. But look at the comparison. There goes a woman like Kendra Lust, killer audience. She's her audience alone crushes about 10 of these other bozos in New York that don't want to help anybody. And she's no problem. She has no problem just collaborating, sharing, and putting me on a pedestal. So that really revived, as I said, rejuvenated, reinstilled my faith in humanity. And you know what? I paid for it too. I helped a little guy. I've interviewed people on my podcast, which is Inside Hollywood with Vinny, which I encourage you all to please make sure you're watching. Wherever podcasts are streaming, or even on YouTube, my YouTube channel is Inside Hollywood with Vinny. Please catch those interviews. But I've interviewed 19-year-old independent filmmakers all the way up to Eric Roberts, Antonio Sabato Jr., Michael Madsen, God rest his soul, and a great man who I wish I would have known for just a little longer, and so many others, Frank Stallone. I mean, come on. But that's what I'm saying. People are weird, but not her. No, not Kendra. Kendra, heart of gold. Say what you will. There's people out there saying, well, that's anybody, not just her. But there's people that have big mouths and small brains, and they like attacking people. They like diminishing the reputation. That's anybody. Everybody gets that. You're nobody until somebody tries to attack you. But anyway, I take it from me firsthand. Met the woman, talked with the woman, got to know the woman. She's an incredible woman, and I am very grateful that she's a friend. So I am going to, now with this has really re-sparked my flame to really get out there and start to get more interviews. So microphone's coming. It's coming by mail, baby. So I got a nice, great, really, nice, a very nicely made microphone that's I'm going to use for my interviews. I want to start getting out on the street and doing more fun stuff with it. I'm going to do some comedic stuff too, because I'm just a comedic person. But I'm going to go out there too and interview people. So stay tuned. We're going to see if we can get some premieres going and go to different places in the tri-state area, going up to New York and Jersey. I'll be at Paisan Con, by the way, and that'll be on Saturday the 19th of September. Please join me there. There's too many people to mention. I mean, if you go to paisancon.com, you'll see what I'm talking about. As I mentioned before, Frank Stallone is going to be. My buddy Joe Cortez is going to be there. Stephen Baldwin. Oh God, they're just all most of the Soprano cast, most of the Goodfellas cast. You name it, and you'll see them there. So check it out. Highly encourage you. I will be there Saturday, the 18th, like I said, or is it the 19th? Whatever the hell it is, the 18th or 19th, whatever that Saturday is. Probably the 19th, actually. And then you come see me. Come say hi if you're around, and please, by all means, let's get some footage on you and say hello and meet you and all the good stuff. And I'll do some behind the scenes stuff, some interviews. I'll have a good time. We'll all have a good time. And what else? So I think that's about it, but that's my little story with Kendra Lust. Stay tuned for more. This is the Daily Drop. Please, I ask you kindly, sincerely, go ahead and follow me on here, subscribe, do all the things you should do, you must do, to keep this thing going, to get my numbers up. This way I won't have to go begging in the streets for these influencers in New York to help promote me, which I'll never do anyway. Love you guys. Stay tuned for more great episodes of The Daily Drop. And be sure to catch all my episodes. I have a lot of video episodes. I'm putting them up constantly on my YouTube channel, Inside Hollywood with Vinny. Go there, subscribe, watch some videos. It'll change your life. It will change you into a better human being. And for now, I'm Vinny from South Philly, and I will talk to you another time. Good night.